Montag, and happy 30 days. It's our 30-day anniversary. This is our first 30 days of our channel, and we want to thank you so much for all of your support and your comments and your viewership, and our subscribers. Thank you. We're very excited. We're just newbies. If you're new to the channel, yeah, it's only been 30 days. And I have a special guest who would like to say hello.
Hello everyone. Welcome to our Filipino Adventure. And today we are celebrating our 1-month anniversary of our YouTube channel. And thank you for all the support. And thank you for all the comments and kind words. Once again, don't forget, stay classy. And before anything else, yes, I miss you, babe.
Thank you, dear. I miss you too. So, it is our 1-month anniversary. Thank you. We can't express really how great this first 30 days has been and how great everyone's been to us and how shocked we are with how good the channel's been going with, I think we are 650 or so subscribers, and that's fantastic. It's more than we thought that we would ever have. Now we're gonna do this thing. Will be the very first one. I like to do a weekly wrap up of our videos. I'll try. Maybe it might be every 2 weeks or so, but we'll try. I'm feeling ambitious once a week. Just updates to videos, new ideas, discussions that were in the comments that I'd like to add to, things like that. Just to wrap up the points made in the week over the videos we've made over the past week. So let's get started with that. First I want to say, yeah, Janice has been quite popular. And she's only been on screen for like 3 seconds. That's Yna's. If you don't know what we're talking about, go back and watch the videos. Then come back and watch this. It'll make a lot of sense. This is going to be more just for our loyal viewers who do watch every episode of our TV show. So anyway, Janice is quite popular. Yes, she's single. She's 29 years old. She's cute as a button. She's pretty shy. She has a young child. She currently lives in Cebu, and she also lives in Hino on Negros with where Yna lives from time to time. But I'm gonna let Yna handle any of the dating request, and you can contact me with that or any other questions at myfilipinoadventure@gmail. Just the same title as our channel, @gmail. Okay, so old man glasses time. Let's see what we got here. Questions, videos, back home. Yes, a back home video. Oh, also an update for those who care. Yeah, I do have a hernia. I had a hernia the last vacation. So I had to take things easy. December 6th, I go in for surgery. I'm not looking forward to it because I've had a hernia surgery years ago and it hurts. The recovery hurts. And I'm a big baby. Oh, I need my mommy when I'm hurt or I'm sick or whatever. I need someone to take care of me. And Yna's 10,000 miles away. All right, so yeah, I go, I've been there 4 times. I go at least twice a year, 2 to 3 times a year to see Yna, but I have to come home. I've got a business. I've got to make money. I'm a painting contractor. I own a painting company called Level 5 Painting, and I have employees. Also, I have 2 sons, 23 and 21, that are in college, which is quite expensive. I have to help pay for that. And being self-employed, I don't get vacation pay. My Social Security when I retire is going to be very tiny because for what I pay into it. So I have to work. So I do have to travel back and forth, and that's why I want her to come here. The other thing is, was touched on in one of the videos, was why doesn't she come over to visit? Why do you have to get married so quick? This is a whole great topic here. I should make a video just on this. But the Filipinos move fast. They want to get married. very fast. One, it's part of the culture, and two is they can't come here just for a visit. The United States does not like to give visas to poor people. A young Filipina, they come over on a tourist visa, they're not going to want to go home, and the government knows this. So they're going to overstay their visa and be here illegally. So they just don't, just like with Mexico and other places with poor people, they're not going to just easily give you a visa to come over here. If you're a wealthy Filipino, if you have business or money in the bank, things like that, then they're more likely to give you a tourist visa. But if you don't, which is 90% of them, then you're not gonna get it. The only way to get her here is the K-1 visa. And once she gets that, she gets here, she's got 90 days to get married. And if she doesn't get married, they gotta send her home. So courtship's pretty rushed between foreigners and Filipinos. You have to speed the process up, and you have to take that plunge, you have to get married. And I'm not just going to visit her 2 or 3 times a year for the next 9 years until I retire. I want her here with me or me there. I want us together. And of course, everybody in love wants to be together. English is taught in schools. Somebody brought up a point is I said that the English is not good, and somebody says, well, the English is taught in schools. Every Filipino knows English. That's true, but if they don't practice it, it's a muscle that gets flabby. In their homes, in their hometowns, if there's no reason to speak English, they don't speak English. And if you speak a lot of English to them, they say, "Oh, you're giving me a nosebleed." That's a Filipino thing to say. Getting a nosebleed, too much English, it hurts their head. So it's true that they might have been taught English, but it doesn't mean that they speak English that fluently, because they get rusty. When I first show up, Yna's English is kind of rusty and choppy. It's not the best English anyway, but by the time I leave, it's so much better. So when she comes to the States, she's gonna learn very quick. But then I'll leave for 3 or 4 months, and she doesn't speak English, besides us talking on video chat. And then when I get there, we kind of have to start all over again. Travel across video was good. Looking for land. Updates on the land. The last piece of land that we had video of, it was on the same road her aunt was on, and there was a little bit of video that Yna sent me. I really like that piece of land a lot, but they found out I was involved somehow, and I think it was because Yna contacted the real estate guy through her Facebook, and of course I'm all over her Facebook. So he saw that there was a Americano involved, and the price went from $300 per square meter negotiable to $350 a square meter not negotiable. Overnight, the price went up 50 pesos per square meter. And just on principle, I said, screw you guys, I'm going home. And no, I'm going to pay Filipino prices. I'm not paying white skin tax. I'm sorry. And usually we keep, if there's any things to do with money, I stay out of it. I remember once she had to go get her cell phone fixed in Dumaguete, and I waited a block away, so he wouldn't even see me waiting outside the building. So, because the price goes up if they see that you're with a foreigner. The land deal, the first land deal, I've heard other vloggers say that, or people who live there say, it's not so much you have to worry about the Filipinos ripping you off, it's the expats who will rip you off. And that kind of goes with that very first land deal, because we did get our $400 back, but if you remember, there's a piece of property we looked at, and we said, okay, we'll take it. And then a few days when we came back to buy it, they said, no, this land's not for sale. But the land next to it, the owner wants to sell that one instead. And then we said, all right, we looked at that. That was the hectare. We liked it even better because the other one wasn't even a hectare. He said, we'll buy that as long as all the paperwork's in order. And then I insisted all the paperwork being a clean title. And when we came back, he said, no, that one's not for sale anymore. The owner doesn't want to sell this piece of property. He wants to sell the very first piece of property. So I said, let's get out of here. Forget this whole deal. It's too fishy. Well, it turns out we contacted the owner of that land, and it's always been for sale. He's never said it's not for sale. it's in for the same price. So I could go right now and buy it from the original owner and not from the other person involved in the deal. So, but I'm over that piece of land. Molly, what's wrong with your dog's leg? In one of the videos, my dog Molly was walking around. That's Molly the cancer dog. She's sleeping over there. She's old. I don't feel like putting her through any more surgeries. We call her Lumpy or Molly the cancer dog. I love her to death, but it's just that point where you gotta let nature take its course. She doesn't seem to be suffering. It's just hematomas or something. I forgot what the vet said, but Molly the cancer dog. Filipino, low opinion of yourself. Oh, there's a guy I think upset in my last video saying that old people, you know, with a huge age gap. If she's 20 and you're 60, and I said in 10 years your mobility is going to be limited and you're not going to be able to keep up. And some guy said I have a low opinion of myself or of the elderly. And there's a lot of elderlies that can fly planes and ride horses and all that stuff. And it's true, there is. But if I gathered 100 Americans, 70-year-old Americans, put them in a room, I'm going to tell you 85, 95% of these are not going to be riding horses and climbing mountains. I'm sorry. It's biology, it's science. You're not going to be able to keep up. And you're crazy if you think a 70-year-old person is going to keep up with a 30-year-old, maybe for a day. You're going to need 2 days to recover, and they'll be back at it in a day. It's just science, and you're fooling yourself if you think otherwise. Not to say people can't. There is exceptions. People have really great genetics and take great care of themselves. But as a rule, no. Okay. And you get a lot of flack. Another thing I wanted to add is that people get a lot of flack for American women saying that you can't handle us, and that's why you're going to the Far East to get a submissive girl who'll do what you say, and I don't think there's truth to that. We just have different values. And if I were to tell a divorcee 30, 40-year-old woman that if you go out east, there's this island full of perfect husbands, they would be there in a minute. So don't let anyone make you feel like you're not worthy of American woman. That's why you're over there. It's just it's a whole different thing of I think values and morals, and hey, it's your life, so do what you want to do. Okay. There's a new painting. See who this is. I'll give you a hint. He's from my hometown, Detroit. The last painting was David Lynch, and I want to give out a shout to Judy Fisher. Judy Fisher, she was the first one to say that was David Lynch of my first painting I showed. And I want to pick up, I think it's Kathy Clover. Kathy Clover and David Herzog are our subscribers of the week, who both of them have great comments, full of positive energy. Kathy is super sweet. She's always positive. She's behind us at 100%. And Dave seems to have really good insight. His comments seem to have really good insight, and he puts some thought behind there. So I want to give, maybe that'll be a weekly thing. I'll give a shout out to subscribers who I think are a great asset to our little community. So I think that's going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for a great 30 days. And as always, subscribe and like, share, because as I said in my last video, if you haven't watched these videos, why did you watch this? You don't know what we're talking about. Go back and watch all of our videos, all 30-something, 5 of our videos, and come back and watch this. Or at least watch the last week's worth of videos, and then these wrap-ups will make a lot more sense. So subscribe, like, we talked about that. Let's get our views and our likes and our subscriptions up really high. And you know what I'm gonna say. I got this clicker, and sometimes it doesn't always work. So I'm trying to be classy, and then hey, click, 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 and it's not stopping it. So hopefully it will this time. And you know what I'm gonna say. You know it. Stay classy. It's not working.